So, with no further ado, put your hands together for Alan English. Good one.
Okay, I'm going to do some poems on theatre and acting, and this first poem is called The Dream of Kings. An apocalypse half remembered, a lost dream, an auditorium dressed in red velvet, rendered immaculate with the scent of cigars. Hamlet is pondering, a stage bathed in smoke. The angels rise to project a hymn of heavenly doom. In an instant, I am cursed with a feeling of belonging. Damnation and desire are too beautiful to resist the collective choral sound of my calling towards the shining beams, alone and yet at one with my angels, with the world around me, seduced by the allure of stagery. Anyone else looking forward to The Dark Knight Rises, a movie coming out this week? Yeah. Nah, well, if you are, you aren't, doesn't matter. This is a poem about Batman. Hiding in the shadows, a privileged but deeply disturbed man clad in a black suit, a disguise carved from his own neurotic armour, waiting in the wings for the moon to rise. Then he will dance with his devils among the penniless citizens and glamorous degenerates of Gotham City. This is my superhero, my Batman. From him, I learned many things. I learned I could be a human being and yet still have superpowers. I learned to try and hide my puny, socially awkward personality behind a creepy, dark persona. I learned to be a loner. I learned if I ran around the playground in my cape, the other kids would be scared stiff or call me a hero. I learned that all my enemies were deformed, embittered freaks prone to psychotic rampages. I learned if I hit people I didn't like, they would fall over easy with a cartoon caption. Splat! I learned that it's cool to be distracted and have obsessions, that all problems can be solved with displays of righteous aggression. I learned it was cool to have a lot of burning anger, that it was attractive to carry a twisted vendetta. I learned about his love for Catwoman. I learned that in order to love a woman, you have to totally despise her, that it's impossible to touch her without hurting her, that the most honest, loving relationships are the most painful and screwed up. I learned it was necessary to seek vengeance to gain power over one's demons. I learned it was sometimes necessary to tell a lie to protect other people. I learned I could only find my real identity by pretending I was something I wasn't. I learned all this from a man who doesn't exist. I learned all this from Batman. Crystal, yeah, we're going to take a superhero genre seriously. Oh, fuck. Anyway. This one's called Jen. It was all about you. You were the attraction that drove my ambition. Everything I have done, everything I do, I have done for the love of someone I do not even know and who does not care. I'm in despair, not knowing either way, yet too afraid to say something because my attraction is wrong. The lady is my cousin. I must keep it all within, for the feeling is a sin. I must restrain my impulses for fear of the consequences, hurting her or hurting myself, and all for nothing. Yet even in the darkness of suppression, I can still see her eyes, beautiful and open, yet still closed, framed in the window light, sitting in the couch, head turning as I enter the room. Cold brown eyes, freezing me forever, lost in the mist of infatuated impotence, blind as a gnat. I reach in vain for the shadows of her beauty, pretty phantoms dancing across my eyes. Her music is a melody that never fades away. How long have I got, Ben?
You have got 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
3 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay, going good so far. I'll do this one actually, audience. It's needless self-indulgence that I am up here talking nonsense. Now I'm performing for you, trying to be engaging, ignoring or batting away all the noise and the heckling, playing a role, bearing my soul, this one-way conversation, my only real communication, letting loose my demons, hoping someone will connect, that some of you might relate to what I'm talking about. It's the best kind of therapy, and it's better than psychiatry, using fantasy to represent reality as atoms, as workers, as lovers. We only find out who we are when we connect with others. I'll do here. I can get to it. Let's get to it. I'll do this one next. Gotcha. This one's called Resting. 6 months doing nothing, waiting for a call that is never going to come. It's all right for some. I'm envious and emulous beyond my years of the success of those I call my peers. My skills are not as sharp. My body is out of shape. I could despair, but I don't care, because I'm resting, doing other things. I'm working in Burger King, doing work for charity. I'm doing data entry and other office work. I'm filling in my paperwork. In my listeness and action, I have developed an appetite for distraction, writing poems, watching DVDs, generally doing as I please. I'm getting around, going out on the town, getting drowned in booze, spilling my blues to my shrink. I'm busy making time to think and learn and read, losing myself in books, improving my looks. I'm learning how to cook, learning how to swim, getting myself trim, getting married, having kids. I'm free. I'm having so much fun just being me. Don't want to do auditions, don't want to do promotions, don't want to have anything to do with agents, don't want to do Shakespeare, don't want to play Santa, don't want to be an extra, don't want to be any kind of costume character, don't want to do corporates or TIE, don't want to do mime or stand-up comedy, don't want to be a circus freak, don't want to do 8 shows a week, don't want to do dance, don't want to get physical, don't want to do any more bloody musicals, don't want to do touring, it's too damned exhausting. Don't want to do pantomimes, don't want to do commercials, don't want to do endless takes or tedious rehearsals. It's a chore. I don't want to do this anymore. I have no motivation for artistic will, for artistic creation. I'm too busy resting to make any time for acting. Thank you. Okay, one last one. I'm going to do one more, and this is called When the Curtain Falls. When my stage life reaches its end and the curtain falls, the cast leave the stage, and in the presence of the strolling stage smoke I contemplate my existence, my experiences and my decisions as a leading character in my own history. And I can't help but wondering, could I have done things better, done things differently? I wish I had, and yet I wish in many ways. I wish I had not spent so many days wishing I had done things differently. I wish I had not wandered through my life so listlessly. I wish I had not been afraid to build myself up for fear of being knocked down. I wish I had not taken clues from fantasy to define the world around me. I wish I had learned to accept sacrifice and compromise. I wish I was more embracing of changes. I wish I had not been so prone to holding grudges. I wish I had been more interested in others. I wish I had had the courage to work harder, but not too much. I wish I had stayed in touch with those I love and not sought the false love of attractive non-friends. I wish I had done more, filled my days with activity. I wish I had more energy. I wish I had taken better care of my health. I wish I had not been so hard on myself. I wish I had believed. I wish I had lived. But the show is over, folks. That's the last night. The curtain is fallen. Now, switch on the lights. Thank you.